Trump could attack Iran this week. He was already prepared to strike back in January, but he didn't like the odds of victory. Since then, the US has moved 2 massive aircraft carriers to the region, one of them coming straight from a job well done in Venezuela. The US and Israel want the complete domination of Iran. That's what the nuclear negotiations are about. Not only is the US demanding the complete dismantling of Iran's nuclear program, but also its missile program, and to stop all support to its allies in Yemen, Lebanon, and Iraq. These are all red lines according to JD Vance, non-negotiable. In other words, do as we say, or we will attack you. Now, if the US says, give up all means you have of defending yourself against attack, or we'll attack you, they're gonna attack you anyway. A defenseless Iran would mean open season for Israel. No government in their right mind would agree to these terms. And if Iran refuses, it's unlikely Trump will just accept that and send all his men home. The whole thing seems to be escalating towards a major strike against Iran. The imperialists have made it clear their goal is to bring down the government. They've said over and over again that they want regime change. They say their best case would be a Libyan scenario to achieve it. A sustained aerial bombing campaign from above, followed by an uprising from below. The Islamic regime has never been so weak, so unpopular, so hated by the overwhelming majority of Iranians, and rightfully so. But as much as Iranians hate this regime, they hate US and Israeli imperialism even more. When Trump and Netanyahu tell them, go to the streets, people go home. But in the West, a lot of expats support the imperialist agenda. They're begging the US and Israel to bomb Iran until the mullahs are gone and to restore the Pahlavi dynasty. So much could be said about the crimes of the Pahlavi family, but it doesn't matter because restoring the Pahlavi dynasty is a pipe dream. If the imperialists successfully bring down the mullahs' regime change of any kind is actually the least likely scenario. How did the Libyan scenario play out in Libya? They succeeded in bringing Gaddafi down, but they failed to replace him with a stable puppet regime. The country descended into a barbaric civil war, and today it is carved up between competing warlords and oil companies. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, also destroyed in this way. And if this is replicated in Iran, the consequences will be even more destabilizing, more devastating for the region. All of the worst repression, backwardness, and violence we see in the Middle East today can trace its roots to imperialist interventions. The only force on earth capable of overthrowing the mullahs and running society in the interests of the Iranian people is the Iranian people themselves. We can help them by fighting the biggest obstacle in their path, the imperialists, the ruling class and their governments here in the West that sustain themselves by exploiting the poor at home and killing the poor abroad. We need to expose their agenda and overthrow their system.